All right, we're live. Mark Shust in the building. How's it going, bud?
Oh, pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Lot of Magento news, a lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on. I just saw the update from the Mosca team with the Mage OS distribution. I believe is now the official name for it. Did you get a chance to read that? I think he tweeted that out a few hours ago today. So
Yeah. Yeah, I shared it over on LinkedIn. I read through it real quick. So,
okay.
yeah, looks like things are progressing. So it's always a good sign.
So what's your take on the whole thing?
I think it's a good initiative. I think everyone would agree that the innovation has been stagnant
Right.
on Magento open source, and looks like commerce is getting all the attention. So,
Right.
it's if anything, it's just a kick, kind of a wake up, perhaps to Adobe. And I saw I forgot what's his name, Adam Sturrock. I saw his one meme, and I was really laughing at that.
He has the best memes. Yeah, that was funny. The Eric Andre one where he shoots the guy.
I had to look up that YouTube because I had no clue what the reference was, but yeah.
Yeah. I watched. So that guy had this TV show, Eric Andre, and I watched a couple of them. It is the wildest, like, comedy, like whatever that genre is. It's like a skit show / talk show. It's the craziest show you've ever seen. But yeah, so I think that's one of the common memes from it. Yeah, that was funny. Did you sign the letter?
Oh yeah.
Are you
I
a
signed
supporter?
it the first day. Yeah.
Okay. So you're all in.
I think it's like you fall in one of like 5 different places with this. You're like super hyped about it, but you're still like a fan of Adobe, right? That's like me. Like,
Okay.
I love Adobe still, support commerce and everything. But
Okay.
then there's this group of like people that hate Adobe and are like gung ho about this. And then there's another group that's doesn't care probably, right? Adobe
Right.
commerce people.
Right.
And then there's, it's funny of how you fit into a certain bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are
Yeah.
pretty aggressive.
Yes. There's the hardcore anarchists that are like, let's, down with Adobe and let's let the community kind of manage things. Yeah, it was cool. I saw, I read his latest update where they're going forward with the distribution. And so it'll be interesting to see, where it goes. I mean, they're going to have a lot of work, they're going to have their work cut out for themselves with actually, managing a fork and all that goes into that, keeping things compatible, managing contributions and stuff. And of course, probably initially there won't be a lot to manage as far as PRs and all that. That's one of the problems that Adobe has to deal with is there's all sorts of, I'm sure there's a ton of volume of contributions and stuff. And then, when you see issues or PRs that don't get responded to, and I'm sure that's part of it, is that you just have like a fire hose of stuff to deal with,
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever tried to make a contribution to the platform. It's kind of, it's a long dragged out process. I remember opening issues in 2015, maybe even 2014. And then like 3 years goes by and, get an update and like, hey, we need unit tests for this. It's like, well, it was 3 years ago. I'm like, I don't even care about the issue anymore. But things like that in the process, it's very bureaucratic for sure.
Right.
Takes way too many. You have to sign disclosures, and which I understand that because it's Adobe, but
Right.
it's just hard to get any kind of contribution into the actual platform because there's so many
Right.
requirements, and it seems like
Right.
it gets hung up or not merged timely. And, yeah.
Right. What do you think is the crux of that? Like, why is it stagnating in that way?
I'm not sure. I think just attention hasn't been given to open source for one reason or another. I know a lot of people have been making contributions, and it is great that they opened up Page Builder. I thought that was a huge step. When I first heard that, I thought it was completely untrue, but turned out to be true and came from a reputable source. And it's great to have more features and functionality like Page Builder in open source. I don't know. It's been like that even before Adobe took it over, though. The process
Totally.
and the
Totally.
PRs, and so they're not to blame.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is Page Builder pretty good? Like, do you use it regularly and stuff like that? Like, is it?
It's really good. So I did work on it on a previous commerce project. Yeah, it's fantastic. The GUI and drag and drop. It's mainly the clients use it, so it offloads developers so we can focus on more custom programming stuff that we want to focus on. We don't want to be dealing with content updates. So to pass that over to the client is just a huge win.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, it's a very nice. Yeah, very nice offering.
Yeah, I haven't worked hands-on with much Magento stuff for a while, so I know that the product got acquired back in the day. I keep forgetting the name of it. It was Blue something. I keep wanting to say Bluefish, but it's not Bluefish. It was Blue from Gene Commerce.
No, I don't know.
Blue. You don't remember? Okay.
No, I don't. It might be Bluefish.
Blue something. Anyways,
Bluefin,
and then it kind of stagnated for a while. It took forever to get it out. So that's good to hear that it's really good now, and that it's in open source.
I think part of this also is people were used to constant updates to the platform because it was new. So every new version came out, there was a huge update. And then as software naturally gets more stable, there will be less updates. So it's kind of just the maturity level of the platform. You can't consistently keep putting out new features and it, staying stable. But there's a balance there, though. I think we can have a happy medium.
Right. Yeah, I just think, with the new distribution, I keep wanting to say the fork, but I'm trying not to say that because they kind of purposefully are using the word distribution, right? Because there's lots of different forks out there. It's like a lot of the critique is like, it's going to splinter the community. There's, they're not going to have enough resources to do it properly or whatever. But I'm a big believer in what an individual or a small group of people can do, and I think that ties into what you do, right? Like,
absolutely,
with the training content and stuff, and I mean, the Magento training content has been really bad for a long time, right? And I'm sure that they had resources going into that, people working on that, and without having looked too in depth on a technical level at a breakdown comparison of what you do versus what they do, I'm almost certain that what you do is like light years better, and you're just one dude,
Oh, yeah, and it's different. I had some different ideas of how to tackle this monstrosity of a software platform.
Yeah,
very complex. You kind of have to. I think there's a lot of assumed knowledge in other tutorials, and that's kind of. If you could take a step back and start from the absolute beginning with kind of the core concepts. Magento is very hard to teach because there are so many concepts. And if you try to teach one out of order, you might be implying that they know 1, 2, 3 other things.
Right.
So the curriculum order and the content that you're creating is very hard to create. So we're dealing with that.
And do you is the format of your content primarily like screencasts at a code level?
Yes, it's mainly all screencasts. I'm slowly experimenting with other formats also, But yeah, mainly all video for video screencasts. That's generally what people want to.
Right,
And
totally.
then everything comes with code snippets, so you can look at GitHub for the source of. So each lesson comes with an actual diff of what exactly changed lesson by lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's and it's similar to Laracast in terms of the style and sort of the level of polish and kind of the pacing.
Yes, very similar. I did do Egghead back in the day, like Egghead style, very bite-sized chunk. But with Magento, it's you have to kind of do more explaining. You can't
Big
really
bites.
do a minute and a half video on something. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
large
it takes
bite
me,
size.
and that's I think what I've improved over the years too is my initial videos were quite short, and then you have to get to the point where you're explaining enough but not too much, because you
Yeah.
don't want to overwhelm the user. I purposely try not to make any videos over 10 minutes, because
Okay.
I think that's just your head starts exploding, especially in Magento.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a fine balance there of how much content to put in what video and what
Yeah.
format to put it in.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember, I don't know, a few years ago looking at some of the Magento training content, and it was just like so bad. It was just like on every level. It was like this monotone voice, and it was like just, so if at the time you said, oh, can one person do, and I think I saw you tweeted one of your goals recently is some huge number of lessons or hours of content. Did I see you tweet about that?
Yeah. So that's so I've been working since I've started on these premium courses that take. I'll compile info for a month, and I'll plan it out for another month, and then I take another few weeks to actually record it, publish it, get all my course pages up. So the problem was, I sell a subscription, and in those 3 months, people aren't getting anything, right? So I'll have 3 months where they watch the whole course in maybe a few days or a week, and then they have nothing for the next few months. So I'm a huge fan of Seth Godin. I follow everything he puts out.
Right.
And I love his mindset of deliberate practice and doing the work every day. And it took a while to set in, because it's something that sounds very simple and easy, and in one aspect it is. But when you actually come down to doing it, like even today, it's funny. 5 minutes before we hopped on this call, I was uploading a lesson. For some reason, it took me 3-4 hours to get one lesson done today.
Yeah.
And it's just distractions, or you procrastinate, or you just don't want to do it. You have a bad day.
Yeah.
But the whole mindset of that is, it's like he writes one blog post a day. I don't know how long he's been doing it, like 10 years.
Very long
and
time.
he never missed one. So it's that's kind of what he preaches. So I'd say a lesson probably takes about the same amount of time, right? It's, even though he's just dealing with text, he has to phrase it in a way that's, good. And some blog posts are only, a couple paragraphs. Some are a huge page.
Yeah.
But the idea is you're putting out content every day, and you're in the mindset that you're constantly delivering new content. So I really liked that approach, and that's kind of what I've been trying to do, even Saturdays and Sundays. It's every day.
Nice.
I record a lesson or publish it. There might be days where I queue them up, of course, because I go on vacation or something, take some days off. But the idea is every day something's getting published.
Yeah.
Regardless of anything. And it's even like today. I know you asked me, I think last time we chatted, how do I do it even on days that I don't want to do it, and I'll be honest, I had days where I just didn't do anything, because it's just overwhelming sometimes, or you look at something like my last course was 60 plus lessons. It's like, how do you even start on that? Well, the answer is one lesson, right?
Yeah. One lesson at a time.
Yeah. So if you break it down, even if the rest of the day is a complete disaster, I shipped a lesson, and it's getting me closer to that goal of, having a whole library of content available.
Totally. And so it's just, like, I'm a really big believer in what like an individual can do. And it's like, if you would have said back then, oh, we're going to have one guy do all these hours and hours and hours of content. It's going to be better than this thing that Magento paid, probably some company a lot of money to do. You would have said, no, that doesn't sound probable. But, fast forward and it's like, it's the mythical man month type deal. You could have throw a bunch of people at something, but if you have one person or small group of people that are focused on doing the right thing that they're really good at and that they're passionate about, and they, you can get a lot done. And so I think that, what they're doing with Mage OS, it's a small group of people. It's a lot to bite off. A lot of people in the past have said they were going to do a fork. Not many of them have gone that far, but, I'd like to see them take a swing at it, and I think,
yeah.
That,
look at Huva, right? They have
exactly
a team of 2, right? I think it's Vinay
something
and
like that.
Willem on. It's look at what they've been able to do, and this is kind of what people have been asking for a long time too. It's like, can we get updates to Luma? Can we? I don't think you can create a solution and say just use this, right? Kind of like PWA Studio, even though it might be great, it's going in the right direction, there's a whole other segment of people that just want to work with the monolithic system, right? And get it working to how they're used to working it. They just want everything better and faster.
Yeah.
And this is proof that you can do it, right?
Yeah.
And there's other alternate methods. And
going back to what you're saying about doing stuff every day, so I go in and out of these mad podcasting phases, and I'm in kind of another phase right now, and I'm wanting to do it every day, and I think that it's I want to have that practice every day, and also I think it fulfills I work solo, I work by myself, I don't talk to a lot of people, so it fulfills a need to have a conversation every day. But yeah, so I've been trying to do that every day. And then of course you got to schedule, so that it's hard to schedule sometimes. So I was and even over the weekend, I was kind of itching to do something over the weekend. And then Monday I didn't have anything scheduled. So then I was very excited about today because, I just, when I get going, I like to do them on a daily basis,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Routine is great. Any kind of routine I think is great.
Yeah.
I strive off routines and
doing
the same thing every day. I like to do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm a very routine I've been mixing it up a little bit, getting a little more flexible in certain ways, but I'm such a routine person, man. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of baked in. I go to the same Starbucks every day. They're probably sick of me over there by now. I think I saw you posted one of the Seth Godin articles recently that was relevant to the Magento stuff that was going on. I clicked in, I kind of scanned it, but I'm not remembering the contents of it very well.
Me neither.
Oh, you neither?
My memory is awful. So I teach. It's ironic, but my memory is absolutely horrific.
That's really funny.
That's
funny.
Awesome. One of the reasons I started blogging way back in the day is so I can actually reference stuff personally in the future. Yeah. And quite a few times I've been, Googling the same thing that I spent a couple hours putting together, and I completely forgot that I even wrote it. So it's funny. Stumble on that.
When you find your own Stack Overflow answer or something like that. There should be
it's like my own blog post. I Google and the whole thing, and I see the title. I'm like, this is me, and I read it. I don't even remember typing it. So
this is a great answer.
I think that helps me. I think that I follow someone, David Perel. He said he quoted out something that the best teachers have a learning disability. It's I couldn't agree more. It's very interesting because again, it's not, you don't have that assumed knowledge, right? Or maybe my memory is bad, but that helps me because I only can focus on this little aspect at a time.
Right.
And teach it very clearly and simply. So
right. The bite-sized chunks.
Mm-hmm.
And so the teaching thing is like, that's really your thing. Like you really like, see yourself as a teacher. Like, is that kind of the primary, like, would you say when somebody asks you what you do, is that kind of the main descriptor?
That's the first thing I say is I teach computer programming,
That's so cool.
Certain framework. So
that's neat.
Yeah, I do see myself as a teacher. Finally, it took a while. Took a while to get around to this, but yeah, it's definitely, I love explaining things, and I like, I love to get to the point where someone just, gets something or clicks or notices and sees how it's done. Yeah. Yeah.
That's neat, man. I mean, the teaching thing is fascinating because, like, there's a lot of teachers out there, right, in schools, and some are great, some are more mediocre. And then it's like the theory has been that the internet is going to allow teachers to, basically leverage their ability to teach across the internet and, make a better income, have a bigger impact, and to really teach very specifically the thing that they're good at. And like, you're like living that,
Yeah.
So
I think we're just in the start of indie, like even course creation or content creation and education going. We see it in the universities already, where no one really wants to pay for a degree. I'd much rather go to the coding boot camp for a few thousand, or even, a whole year of college and learn it all in 1 year. Right. And have an actual job. I forgot the startup in California that's been doing that, but
Lambda school.
Lambda. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are incredible.
Yeah. It's pretty cool where you can go and get trained, get a job, and it doesn't cost you anything. I don't think they pay you you pay out of the salary of the job you're going to get, which is a great concept.
Yeah. It's really amazing. I think I saw they launched a blockchain course recently, or they're about to launch one.
But I think just that more apprenticeship model is probably going to get a lot more popular. I think we're just at the beginning of it.
Dude, I think I think a lot about apprenticeship. I want, we homeschool our kids, and my daughter's really into like drawing and illustration and stuff. And so, I got her like an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and she uses it all the time. And she watches tutorials on YouTube. Like, she'll sit there and watch a 15-minute tutorial on how to draw eyes, and she'll just absorb it, and then she'll, and I was thinking I would love for her to find like a mentor or something. The standard approach would be like hire a tutor, but I want something different than that. Like, I want her to do like an apprenticeship. I want her to work with someone who doesn't just tutor, but they actually make a living as, let's say, an illustrator, right? And for her to like work with them closely, learn from them, maybe we even pay them for the opportunity, kind of a thing. And
so you picture like someone like Bob Ross, right? I want to get trained by this guy. He's great, right? What if he was, here today and he had a course available, right? You took this, he's like kind of teaching you one-on-one, and then you could pay extra to have maybe a short class of 10 people, right? Or a one-on-one, you can pay more and have one-on-one sort of mentorship, right, with the expert, right?
Right.
So that's, I think, where everything's heading.
Get access to a Slack channel with Bob Ross. Bob Ross's Slack channel.
I didn't see that new documentary. I heard it was interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't watch it either. I wanted to. I saw it and I didn't watch it yet. My daughter actually, her aunt got her into Bob Ross, and she watched quite a few of his videos on like YouTube or something like that. That guy was incredible.
Yeah. YouTube's incredible too. My 7-year-old girls are constantly on YouTube, and the one is really, absorbing everything, and getting all these ideas. It's funny.
That's cool. What type of stuff is she watching?
How to be a YouTuber.
Oh, really? So
yeah, I got videos. We actually edited them. Her like drawing and explaining how she's drawing something, and it's really
cool.
cute. I gotta upload them somewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My son is he's super into Batman. He wears Batman pajamas all the time, everywhere he goes. We try to get him to change into regular clothes. He's like, no. So he wears his Batman thing everywhere. And so he started watching like YouTube videos where they like play with toys, like Batman toys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I had heard about these like YouTube channels where people are, making tons of money just unboxing toys or playing with toys or whatever. And then I'm seeing him watching them, and it's like it's a trip,
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
They replicate anything they want, anything they see.
Yeah,
they try to replicate it, and yeah, it's funny. One daughter has the verbiage down, everything.
Yeah,
of how to subscribe to my channel, all that stuff. It's hilarious.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. Like a lot of the younger generation, like they want to be a TikToker, they want to be a YouTube creator. That's like one of their primary careers that they're interested in. Like, I don't know what that was when we were a kid, like be a doctor or a fireman or something, whatever that is. Like now it's I want to be a YouTuber, Yeah.
Yeah. You don't hear I want to be a baseball player anymore. It's it's funny. Mm-hmm. It's probably what I wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah. The YouTube thing is fascinating. Like if you want to learn something, it's incredible how you can find anything on YouTube. You can just dive in,
It's all free and the content's really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I search for how to do something on my car or how to fix something and it pops up, or you have an issue around the house, you can Google your problem, and like my wife doesn't even look at instructions for anything anymore. If we get something to build, she goes right to YouTube and finds it and watches the video. So
yeah, totally. So what are you most excited about with what you're working on at the moment?
Getting more content out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I don't want to say boring, but it's the work that it's hard to do, and it's I'm really focused on covering I have a huge queue of courses in my queue that I'm trying to work through and getting info out. So it's working on those videos and publishing them and making them available to subscribers. So more than half of the enrollments at M.academy are subscriptions. So I'm really focused on just expanding that, my university offering, which is what it's called. Ironically, because I never went to university.
Nice.
I have my university enrollment option, and just trying to expand, trying to add as much value as I can for all the subscribers.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Did you say Roman? Did you say right? What did you say? Right in Roman?
What was that?
You said your university subscription option. You said Roman or something like that.
Oh, enrollment.
Enrollment.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Just cranking away at the content. That's neat, man.
Yeah, I'm just continuing to work on their campus up for it's.
Campus. That's what I was going to ask you about. The campus thing is neat.
So
how's that? Yeah. How's that going?
So start off the Slack channel. It's going good. Just it takes a while to build a community. So giving it some time to brew. But got over a couple hundred people there, and it's good for, I see a lot of action with university subscribers up there, asking questions or asking for new content.
Right.
I have sections. So once you're a university subscriber, you get unlocked certain sections in Campus, which Campus is, it's based off of Circle, which is a
okay, cool.
kind of a software as a service for communities. And they kind of fix all the problems that exist in Slack. And there's a lot of cool updates coming. I don't think public is aware of, but some really, really neat updates that should make it 10 times better. So excited about that. But yeah, it's you unlock certain sections or spaces in there. So subscribers can go and post their code to get a review by me. They can ask questions up there, and there's a whole free section also. You don't even have to register to go view it. So you could just go to campus.m.academy and go and, just be a lurker, browse around and
nice.
See what's up there.
That's cool. Yeah. When I saw it, I thought it was neat because it felt like there was a need for some kind of a community. There's all these different things. There's Slack channels and forums and stuff, but it felt like there could be something else.
Yeah, Slack's tough because you lose messages if you don't pay for it. If you pay for it, it's very expensive. You don't have you lose the context of something. So if someone asks a question about something, and a few weeks go by, you have to really scour that whole Slack thing and search around to actually find it.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So that this whole new platform kind of solves all those issues.
Nice,
and
man.
I can customize it, which is cool.
That's cool. And what are some of the upcoming features that you're excited about in Circle?
Well, they just added live capability for live video into the platform, so I can go live on it, and then so I can have one-on-one or group like coaching directly in there. So I use Teachable as the main course platform, but they also added paywalls, so I can actually go right through Circle and do the subscription in there. And they also have a big performance update, which pretty much makes everything instant on the way.
Oh, cool.
So it's more like that's kind of what you're missing with compared to Slack, because Slack everything's fast and instant. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So kind of like how Facebook does it, where like if somebody comments or likes, it sort of pop a little.
I am not on Facebook. My wife took over my account a long time ago.
Okay.
And I don't even know how it looks. It's funny.
Gotcha. It's interesting because it's like a it's like the interface is like a web app, so it's not like a live chat like a Slack, but then there's a lot of real time stuff, like little bubbles will pop up and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, but so when you say real time, like if somebody comments on a post in Circle, it would.
I think a little dialog box probably opens up that says there's a new message, right? Click here to load or something like that.
Okay, gotcha.
But when you click around the whole app, it's all instant. So there's no page. Right now there's a page refresh on every time you click. So it's like they're going to like a push state mechanism.
Okay. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, I was actually talking to a buddy that is going to work on this other. Have you ever heard of Fizzle? It's like a podcast and a community.
No.
Yeah, it's anyway, they built this community software, and he's going to do some work with them on it. And it's an interesting space, man. The whole community software space. I think Circle is one of the big players.
They're brand new, and the founders of Circle are actually the founders of Teachable.
Oh, okay,
which is
nice.
cool. So they have built-in single sign-on and with the platform. So it hooks in
cool.
really nicely. So if you wanted to register at campus, you have to actually enroll in the M.academy library, and then it links. It's pretty neat.
Nice.
Yep.
Solid. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, it was good to catch up. Good to catch up with you here. Was there anything else you want to chat about?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I got. I'm still doing my cryptocurrency buys in the background. I know you're.
Okay. So. Very nice. Very
you want to go
nice.
there, but yeah. It's,
what?
Yeah.
Which cryptocurrencies are you into?
Pretty much just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay.
I'm more of a. I like the Ethereum platform, but definitely have pretty much split buys between the two.
Okay. That's exactly what Balaji Srinivasan recommends. Do you follow that guy?
No, I don't know who he is.
Okay. Yeah. He's a real interesting guy. He's like a investor type dude. And anyway, I think he's just like the smartest dude on the internet. He's an interesting guy. But yeah, I'm pretty much only into Bitcoin at the moment. And so I know a lot of people like Ethereum. And it seems like from a developer ecosystem perspective, they've got a lot more going on, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, mostly into Bitcoin right now. So
it's crazy how it all changed. So when a few years ago, you had to learn, was it Singularity or whatever the platform is?
Solidity,
now it's
I think.
Everything's, what was it?
Solidity, I think.
Solidity, that's right. That's what it is. Yeah, and now it's like all REST API calls and JavaScript. It's funny.
Oh, is it?
Like everything. It's like the whole crypto world. It's all like JavaScript now, so it's like so simple.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting.
It's such a crazy
I think there's
world.
a lot of stuff out there that's just still getting thought upon. It's right. It's just still under development. I think a lot of people don't know where it's going to go yet.
Yeah, I think
Still early days.
It's early days. I think it's like Internet 97. Where yes, there was quite a bit of traction at the time, and quite a bit had happened, but it was still early days, and to a lot of people, it didn't really make sense. In hindsight, it was like already there for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
But at the time, like
Hindsight,
I saw
it's
this
obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I saw this interview with Bill Gates on David Letterman, and Bill Gates was talking about the internet and how you could, listen to an online radio show or whatever. And David Letterman was just making fun of him. Like, why do you need that? We already have the radio. We already have, and everybody in the audience is laughing at him because it seemed so dumb to everybody,
Yeah.
And,
I'm sure you've seen that little clip with, I think it's Brian Gumbel, or he's like, what is internet? And they're going back and forth and talking. It's so funny. They called it internet, or what's internet? Like it's like someone's name. It's
Right.
really funny.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And then some people got it right away, like David Bowie. If you look at some old things from the 90s, like he nailed it in like 94, 95. He's it's crazy.
Yeah. There's definitely people that got it and really saw what was going to happen early. But a lot of people didn't, and I think it's a similar thing. It's still very kind of abstract and stuff, but in hindsight, it's going to look real obvious, I think. Although, one of the differences is like the internet is the internet. It's everything, right? But we didn't exactly know which companies were going to win And so with crypto, maybe Bitcoin is, I mean, I hope it doesn't, but maybe Bitcoin isn't going to make it. Maybe maybe it's there's competitors to Ethereum that are resolving some of the problem, with Ethereum. So I guess somebody could make an argument that maybe we don't know exactly which currencies will survive long term. I very much hope it's Bitcoin, but
well, I see Ethereum
I'm biased.
I think that represents like the whole altcoin market. Ethereum, that's how I see it.
Okay.
It seems that all of the alts sort of follow that, with some obvious exceptions, but
okay.
But yeah, it's or there could be two forever, right? And
yeah,
just equally grow. We don't know.
We don't know. It'll be interesting to find out how that all plays out. But yeah, and then there's BitClout, which I know you're a big fan of.
I was.
Oh, you were? What happened?
So, after we chatted, it was a little scammy for sure.
Yeah.
But even that alone, what concerned me more is a network. So network effect is supposed to go like this, right?
Right.
Almost like a what is it called? Like a hockey stick curve, right? Like as the network grows, as more people get added to it, it's supposed to grow exponentially. That's how a network works.
Right.
That's how Facebook took off. But when you start seeing the engagement going the other way, as people are signing up, right? Less people are tweeting or clouding or whatever it is, and there's actually less. There was no one buying. I noticed people just stopped buying other creator coins, and then there is this interesting dynamic of the platform where people are always trying to get you to buy their coin. Like, you don't have that on Twitter, right? There's no there's a weird dynamic that was there.
Yeah.
But mainly, the engagement is just dropping off like a cliff.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do love the idea of decentralized social media. And when I read like the about page on BitClout, that seemed to be a big part of the goal, although it seemed like a big part of the idea was also just these coins that you could make money on.
Yeah, but the concept I think is awesome. It's such a really good concept, and there's all these NFTs and stuff. But even having your own creator coin, we saw it with Steam, where someone can leave a tip, right, if they like your blog post or comment. Something like that would be great, especially I know Twitter is starting to experiment now with subscribers, mailing lists, and I'd love to see a tip jar, on Twitter.
So they actually added that recently, and
they did.
They did, and I'll shoot you a link or something. I don't have it enabled yet on my profile, but they enabled Lightning Network payments, which is a layer 2 on top of Bitcoin. I don't know have you seen anything about the Lightning Network?
I've been following Lightning for about 4 years now. Yeah. It's crazy. Everything's instant. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. So there's Lightning tips through Twitter now.
Do you need to have like a certain invite?
I don't know. I see people talking about them, and I sent somebody a tip. I sent this guy, Nick Carter, a tip.
Backstreet Boys?
No. He's this big Bitcoin guy. But but I keep checking my profile to see if I can add him, but I don't know exactly how it's getting rolled out. But yeah, that's pretty. I mean, so El Salvador is legalized Bitcoin and is using Lightning and has onboarded. I don't know. I want to say, I don't know how many millions of people, and then Twitter adds it. One of the interesting things about El Salvador is that companies like Starbucks and some of the big multinational conglomerates had to implement support for Lightning payments in order to be compliant, right? So now these big corporations have added support, and maybe that will, go other places, right? That they have a presence. So it's a lot going on, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. It's the very early days, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, my friend. Well, I will let you go. Anything you want to point people to? Any web links that you want people to check out?
Just check out M.academy. It's just the domain name's M.academy.
Okay.
If you're interested in any Magento training, and I will have some. It's going to be at least 80% Magento in perpetuity, but I do have some Docker stuff, and we'll be adding more things about other open source things, PHP, MySQL,
cool,
things like that. So if you're a LAMP developer or interested in e-commerce, definitely check that out. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, bud. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Galen. Bye.
All right.